Yeah.
All right. So what did you say?
No.
Experience in the black church?
Well, yeah, I said, I mean, the experience in the black church, because I think a lot of people don't. I'm talking about Baptist denomination specifically, right? Because you got to think when we were ushers going to a church in the middle of summer, Baptist church, and we wearing these thick
Hot
black
suits.
suits with
They
clip-on
all
ties, and we
yours
there.
was a clip on. I don't know.
Mine was
Yours
clip
was a
on.
clip on.
Well, I mean, you got to think you were the eldest, so you had the regular tie. What Grandpa Saul teach you how to? He taught me how to tie a tie.
He taught me how to tie a tie. He said in mine
You
was
remember that? Man, we was little.
taught me
But
how to
anyway,
tie a tie in the back of somebody's car. And
he said, yeah,
said
yeah.
my stuff was
He,
messed up. He
he
showed
said,
me.
yeah, yeah. Ain't yeah, hey, all right. You ain't a man unless you know how to tie a tie. And I was like, I'm gonna be a grown man. Figure that out, you know. So I remember him teaching me, and it's that skill stuck with me. I always think of him of my great grandfather, who I had these like small interactions with when I was younger. And going to a Baptist church, man, going to a Baptist church, you go there at 9 a.m., you don't leave until 5. They have the Walmart chicken, like it's the food that they have. It's an experience, especially like like back then. I'm talking about the 90s in
Mhm.
church. You're in church all day. You're sweating through your suit on the wall. Everybody is family. You go down there, you got the fried chicken, you got the altar gills, the deacons, whenever Pastor Hopgood would step down, all 15 deacons stand up. Papa Bill was up there. Yeah, they was his bodyguards, and he
You see, you know what? You can recreate this. It
I
sounds like
could, I could. I thought it was like
All right.
my favorite hymn is "I Love the Lord." I sang that at Papa Bill funeral. But and then they would just get on the deacons. All of them be clean. All of them be clean. Remember Zach?
and like
Papa
yeah,
Bill. Papa
exactly.
Bill. Listen, Papa Bill would get up there with that 3, 4 inch heel Stacy Adams with the zip on man. Come on, Papa Bill was clean, and then Zach would get up there with the cross colors, with the chain, with the he just was I don't know with zoot suits, but he was clean too. Had a
Papa
little.
All right,
Bill
hold
was
on, hold on, hold on.
Papa Bill was clocking that collection plate too. He was clocking that money.
Oh yeah, you know that.
He was he was like, get it round on that side. He was clocking that
You know
collection plate.
that. And I used to carry that money too, like being an usher and all that.
He used to be thinking about
Did
it.
y'all ever go up to the front and do that?
Yeah,
I don't think I had to.
And
man, we
you
did.
was
We
too
did.
little, but
And you know what? And see, here's the thing. Mr. Johnson was so nice, and I didn't understand until right now how much Miss John or Mr. Johnson was
who was Mr. Johnson?
no, was it Mr. Johnson or Sister Johnson?
The lady, Sister
Sister
Johnson,
Johnson.
head lady on us.
What was the guy who with the white suit? He was like missing some fingers. He was
His name, he was the head usher, the man usher,
he
right?
used to always wear the white coat, the white top
His
coat.
name, I think his name was Brother Willis.
Brother Willis. Brother Willis was so nice. Sister
He was like,
Johnson was so mean.
he
And
was
she
so mean
she was so mean. But you know what? I didn't realize
being a disciplinarian.
until now, almost 40, I was real bad. Like I was real bad as
Yeah.
a kid. Like there. Like I was just I mean, maybe you and Sean, because like you my big brother, but then Sean was like a big brother too. So I was always like messing with y'all and like they couldn't get me to be still. And she'd come hit me with the fan, pow, 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 and then she'd have me go sit on, like, stand up on the door.
Now you know what? Look, we should do an episode of everything that we remember about our
Hello.
church growing up, right?
Oh
Because
man.
like the stuff
I'm
that you
always, you know, she had to have a handful of peppermints in that purse.
Who?
Like
Miss Johnson?
no,
mama.
every
Oh,
mama
mama.
had
Oh man.
Like
all the
We just
pepper.
the peppermints was on deck every Sunday.
that was our caffeine. You
See,
gotta
that's
think
the
about it. When
crazy
you get
thing. I used
tired,
to
you
be
go and get
scared
some
of
caddy
them,
from your mama.
but I used to be scared of them peppermints.
Why?
Like, you know how crazy mama shouted.
Oh,
Oh
You know what I'm
God.
saying?
When
Like,
she caught the Holy Ghost, I
oh
thought
man.
it was scary.
yeah.
I
It was
Sometimes when
I
she
scary.
didn't
did
want
it.
to be. I never liked being around her with. I never liked being around her in church. Like, I always, when I was at church, I like being in the back with the ushers. I never like sitting next to mama because, like certain songs, she about to start jumping up and shouting and stuff. And, you start seeing it, you feeling it. She get up. At first, she just clapping and stuff and singing along. And then all of a sudden, something happened.
Yeah.
Somebody hit a certain note and then it's over. And she
But
jumping and
And she
stuff. But
laying
the
on the
way that she
floor.
was jumping and she
Uh,
would move back and forth. Man, I tried to get away from that. I did not like that. And then
'Cause I saw her fall out in Christian faith one time. I mean, I think she said she hit her head on like one of the marble floors.
dude, that was scary. I never liked her to do that. I remember being in church and praying that she wouldn't shout. Because she just when that happens, she don't know what's going on. And then
yeah.
I remember there was this lady, I forgot her name. I forgot her name, but I remember exactly where she sat. She sat over, you know how Shiloh had three
Talking about the one with the hat that sat in
aisles.
the back left,
Back left.
back left, big hat, 5 rows up from the back end. I already know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you know exactly what I'm talking
Yup,
about.
I know
She had the
exactly who you're
biggest hat,
talking
and
about.
she was the one that would say, like, that would scream out to
This is what she used to do.
Pastor Hopgood all the time.
Well,
Yes.
well.
Talk about the different
You
colors,
know what I'm talking about,
so many
man.
colors.
I know everybody up in that doggone church house.
Man, that was
Oh,
she was one, and then I also remember there was a lot of memories in that church, like the different the different choir directors and how they would
oh.
direct the choir
Listen,
and then turn around
Betsy
towards the
used to
crowd.
clap
Loudest
so hard.
hands. The loudest
Boom,
The
hands.
loudest hand.
boom. Bless her soul. She ain't with us no more. But boom, she would. I don't remember you sitting by us. Was we too little to sit by you though? I remember you being back there, but you was never really around us.
I was moving around. I had a
Like
lot of
it'd
jobs
be.
to do.
I remember it used to be like me and Camille, and then Justin was with the little kids.
I forgot Camille was even a
Yeah, Camille was an usher for a period of time, and then I used to sit by Sean a lot, and then Justin used to be with Chauncey and the little kids, and then you used to be like always a row behind me, like you wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that was on purpose, if Miss Sister Johnson didn't let you sit with us, or if I was too bad because you was she was
Hey,
trying to.
they threw you on the door every once in a while. It just, but
I
that's
used to
about
always be getting in trouble with her.
about it. Man,
Yeah.
it's so many memories at that place. I remember Easter Sunday, Easter speeches. Y'all remember that? Man, sweating to have to remember those Easter speeches every year.
Plays that mama
I
used
remember when
to.
Justin
Mama
sang.
plays.
When Mama plays were fun. I remember when Justin sang "Just Like Fire." It's just like
Oh
I
fire.
remember
yeah.
that too.
Shut up
Shut up
in my
in my
bones.
bones.
I say it's just
Holy
like
Ghost
fire.
fire. Shut
Shut
up
up
in my
in my
bones.
bones. He had his usher outfit with his white gloves too. I said, "Go ahead,
Wait,
Justin."
you had your gloves on when you were singing that
No, he
song?
didn't. Yeah.
I probably took them gloves home and like lost them or something because I thought I was Sonic the Hedgehog. But
Oh,
but I do remember Sister Hayden. Every Sunday was payday for me because she always used to like give me like $5 like for no reason.
You probably
And
got it
I'd be
saved
like,
still, don't you?
I was like, why is this woman giving me money every
you
Sunday? I was
remind
like,
you reminded her I think her son. I think it was
"Nah,
something. It was something like that. It was a family member that she didn't have anymore. Is she still around?
no, she passed a while ago.
Oh,
Like I talked to her like I think like the day before she died.
oh man,
Um,
seriously?
Hmm.
yeah, like because like she was really sick, but she couldn't say anything back to me.
Mm.
But I was on the phone with her like I think like a couple of days before she died and they were like just say just have a conversation with her. And I talked to her for a little while and a couple of days later they said she had passed. But
What about that's God rest her soul. What about the
yeah,
lady that we all call Granny, the one Mama called Granny, the light skinned lady? Is she still?
I don't know.
I wonder if she's still living.
Passed away. Singleton? Is that her name?
Yeah, I think you remember her.
I always remember like when we went over our
Yeah,
house, she always gave us
She
candy and
she used to
stuff.
like babysit
like give
us.
us bonds and stuff.
Yeah, she used to like babysit us from time to time, and she always used to tell us that she was our other grandmother. I used to love that woman. I
Yeah.
loved her. I love when I was a little boy. I absolutely loved that woman. Oh, and it would be crazy because, our grandmother would get jealous. Our real grandmother would get jealous and would be like, so I kind of would feel type of because them eyes would pop out when I would be hanging around her too much because she had a good relationship. She was like our mother's godmother kind of deal, and then naturally, took an affinity. She was just such a kind person. But
Well, see, I wonder. Yeah, I don't know what Mama. Mama would know.
yeah, I wonder what happened to her. I wonder what happened to her. That was a good time, man. And I think the one thing that really sticks out to me is that I don't know if it was me. I just never understood what Pastor was saying.
That wasn't just you. That wasn't just you. And he was breathing a whole lot
Like he
of
was a fire
we
breathing preacher,
gonna
but
we gonna
it
turn
wasn't. It
hold on.
couldn't. It wasn't clear all the time.
verse 5.
But he had the crowd, he had the audience, not the audience, the congregation up on their feet. There was a whole lot
I used
of
to be little. I used to be like,
amens, but I
what is
couldn't understand one word that he was talking about. Now,
I
granted,
used to be like, if he don't get his, I used to love him too. I used to I always used to
yeah,
joke.
he was the nicest
I
man.
used to love him, but then I used to be like, man, he's so country. I can't understand what he's talking about. I just can't understand him. And then I used to try to follow along with the Bible back, the little Bibles that you pull out, the ones with the real
You
10
wouldn't be able
pages.
to.
I used to be like, and I used to be like, I can't do it, but God bless his soul too.
I mean, I think that he wasn't the type of preacher that preached from the Bible. No, I don't want to say he didn't preach from the Bible. It was more of like he was a motivator type of
Yeah,
preacher, right? So he wasn't the type to teach you about the Bible. He was the type to get you in there and make you feel ready for the next week when you
yeah.
you
And
know what I'm saying? Like
Jacob wrestled with the Lord. He said, "Bless him." Yeah.
hold on, hold on. So you remember when whatever daddy would come, like daddy would come
Oh, I used to
3 times
love
a
that.
year. And he
I
would always
used
call him
to
out, hey,
love.
hey, brother Walker, you want to say
Oh,
no?
I
And he would
used
say
to
a few words.
love
Because
that.
it was always rare.
Oh,
I mean, he was very
that
like he would come
was
from
because
Mama Play.
Daddy would never come to church, and he would come once a
Yeah.
year on
He would,
Christmas.
well, no, I mean, he would come for Mama Plays. He would come for Christmas. He would come for Thanksgiving or for
Okay,
Easter,
so 5 days
like
out of the
that
year he
type
would
of
come.
thing. And then every single time he would call him out.
He was like,
He
oh,
was ready to
you know what it was though. Oh yeah, I married brother Walker and sister Walker. He don't usually show up in church, but he's in the back. Yeah, Daddy would be like trying to hide behind tall brothers in the back. Brother Walker, go ahead. Brother Walker, go ahead. Daddy.
I mean, we say like giving honor to God, Pastor Hopgood, congregation. It's an honor to be here, and then sit down.
All right, brother Walker. We want to see you here next week now. Don't let us down. It's been too long. It's been 25 weeks since we seen you.
Oh man.
Brother
Oh,
Walker. Okay,
man.
all right, Pastor. All right, Pastor. All right, Brother Walker. Brother Walker, everybody, Brother Walker.
Dude, y'all remember getting baptized in that swimming pool downstairs in the
Yep.
Yeah, I do. I remember that. I
I
do
remember
remember
that. I
that.
shouldn't call it swimming pool, the baptismal pool in the basement.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
How
Uh,
do y'all do how do they do it at the church y'all go to now? What is
well, they have so at Wheeler they have so it's a mega church, but it's built different because they have a platform in the front on the stage. So just imagine like a real big stage with like nothing but you know LED screens. And then
Mhm.
it's like a section, like a cutout that's a pool. So when they have it, they do it in front of the congregation, which I think is pretty cool. So they do it in front of the congregation. It's a baptism pool there, and then they do it that way.
That's how the
That's a
Rock they do it at the Rock, and then at East Lake they do it outside.
okay.
They have baptismal pools there, but then they also do baptism. baptisms at the beach in the ocean.
Really? Okay. Well, yeah, get old school like how John the Baptist used to do it in the
Right.
wilderness.
They could never do that in Milwaukee, but Houston, San Diego, we can do that type
Oh,
of
no,
thing.
you can't be doing it here. Not the water. Not
A
that.
little dirty.
Not that oil and gas
A
runoff
little too
water that
dirty.
they
A
got.
little too dirty. You ain't trying to dip in that
See,
Gulf.
San Diego, maybe they got enough natural elements and they don't have as much oil and gas runoff, and you got enough
Some
to,
parts of San
So you
Diego
talk
you would do it.
yeah, you got
Utah.
enough rock sediment and stuff like that for the water to stay clear and stay filtered to where people ain't gonna go in there and then grow another toe. Like,
No, thank you. No, thank you.
yeah. So Houston, like the Galveston and stuff. The Galveston is a nice place, but that's not the healthiest water. But like if you go down to Padre Island, where the water is nice and blue and you can actually see into it, that's different. Yeah, no.
Okay, so a couple more things
Hmm.
before we finish that I can remember.
Hmm.
So one is you mentioned the Alta Guilds. Like that, basically what their job was is to announce do like the announcements to the church,
It'd
right?
be like it was a girls and women's club inside of the church. That's all it
It
was.
was, but I mean now I'm thinking about it, it was so many subgroups at that church.
Oh yeah.
So of course it was the
Uh,
deacon headed by Fred Davis Sr.
Come on now, yeah, chairman of the deacon board. You better recognize.
Yeah, the deacon.
He got the
And
he got the account numbers to the bank, baby.
wait, now hold on. Do y'all remember when everybody, especially the deacons and especially Daddy, he would Daddy, our grandfather,
Uh-huh.
when he had to walk out, anybody had to go to the bathroom and somebody was up there talking, they put that one little index finger up and hunch down a little bit and start walking out like nobody could see him. Y'all, you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I just cracked me up. I just thought about that. So that was one group, the deacons, and then we had the young, what was it, the Young Mothers Board? Is that what it's called? The one that Mama was part of?
Oh yeah, wasn't she the president? She was the president of Young Mothers
She
Board.
was the president for a while, and it's funny because they all had certain spots in the church that they always
Oh,
sat like deacons
crazy!
always sat in the first couple of rows
The first two rows,
in
and
the
then
middle, right?
with the altar
And
girls, wasn't it
our
after that?
grandfather sat right on the corner in the middle, right? So I guess he would be the first one up when Pastor would come down and and get the Holy Ghost. And then we had like the
Two rows?
old mothers, the old ladies. They were in the very front on the left.
No, right. They was on
Behind them,
the
no, they
front.
was in the left on the left, and then right behind them was Mama's group. That was Young Mothers Board right behind them.
Okay.
And then it was like the women that did everything else, but I don't know if they had necessarily a group. And that was like our grandmother. And she sat right behind it. She sat right behind our husband in the middle. You remember that?
Yeah, she was two rows back. I thought she was
Yeah,
part.
she was
Was she an altar girl though?
she was like she had a no, she wasn't an altar guild. She had a group. I can't think of it right now. I don't know if they and she had her group sat there, but I can't remember what it was. Altar guild sat on the right because that's what ended up like Camille ended up over there on that side
Mhm.
for a while. And then ushers were in the back with us. And it was just a whole lot of these little groups in the church. So
Well,
now
the funny thing was is like I remember being little and like navigating my way. When I was an usher, I would get loose and run over to our grandmother and have her coddle me. I mean, when I was little, and give me candy, and then I would have to run back and get popped by Sister Johnson, and then I would run to the other side where our mother was, do the same thing, get some candy, come back, and Sister Johnson would pop me, and then with a fan, pop, right on
oh,
the
speaking
head.
of speaking of, what's the best church candy? And I don't think it's those hard peppermint candies.
No, I used to always
It's gotta be the old strawberry
the
candy.
cherries, dude.
Oh,
The
those
strawberry
strawberry.
The
that
cherries.
strawberry
Those are
candy.
good. I forgot about
I
those.
used to see. I used
Yeah.
to get see when it came with the little mix though. When I used to
Or the
get
butterscotch.
the butterscotch, the cinnamon candy with a couple of those cherries, and then you add a peppermint in the mix.
They was giving it to y'all loose out of their pocket.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
Yeah.
wafers.
this loose,
And it'd be
this loose
old
candy.
too.
Loose old candy. We was eating
It'd
it
be
too.
all
Eating it. Just eating that loose candy out of them. Here,
Man,
here, here, boy, here's some candy. But what
wait,
about
who said that? I forget who it was that said
Papa
it.
Bill was giving us? Oh, it was Kevin Hart.
It was Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart said,
Loose
Papa
candy.
Bill,
That's true.
our grandfather would have a whole bunch of just loose mints out of the wrap. I think he would just unwrap them and put them in his pocket. They would be fresh, but he would just pull them out, give it to us.
Fresh.
Just
Yeah.
like they wasn't like old cat. I'm like, how come Daddy always got this? I think he just wanted to get to it. Just wanted
So
to
you open it up right while it's
open it
in.
up in his pocket and just keep it there. Have them satin. He got them nice suits on and just keep it every keep the candy fresh. He just pull it out. Here, boy, here you go. I'm like, it's my granddaddy, so it's all right. Take it from him. But then
So you know what? I think for me it was the soft peppermints.
the salt
mm,
peppermints was
Those
good.
soft peppermint candies, and then there are also the ones, those white mints.
Okay.
Those I think those are some good ones. Oh, by the way, so I just thought about this when you was talking about um, loose candy, opening it up in the pockets. Y'all remember like the old, especially the deacons, the old men in the church, they would have the handkerchiefs and stuff that they would use,
The wipe
blow
they
their nose,
put it right back.
put it right back,
Our
and then
granddaddy was the same way. But you know what see, what used to get me? And I didn't
oh,
know this because I was a baby.
ugh.
He used to wipe my nose. I think he wiped all of our noses when we was coming up. And we was like, when
That made my nose itch just then.
when you were a baby, your nose always running and you running around. I mean,
Mhm.
maybe I was maybe two.
I remember
And
that.
he would pull that handkerchief off to wipe me up, and then he would turn around and blow. And I always used to be like, "Dang, that's nasty," because then he would like blow into it, and then I'm coming, and he'll take it out. That's some old school stuff right there. And what he'll do is he'll fold it on the other side that ain't got nothing on there. Wipe me up.
Yeah, that's.
Y'all remember that?
I remember that. And
Huh?
he wasn't the only one that did it
No, I'm
too.
saying, but did y'all get y'all nose wiped by that dirty handkerchief too?
No, that was just you.
Oh,
right.
That was that was just you. Um,
oh man, Justin, you added these pictures. Oh man, dude, this bring back
On
memories.
Google, man. Like I was like, dang, just
That's our childhood right
oh,
there.
that's the church. Yeah,
yeah.
It's
it
a
ain't changed.
beautiful
That's the same. That's
architecture
how it
too.
looks now.
Yeah, I mean
Man, I don't think it ever changed.
that
That's exactly
architecture was
how it
beautiful.
looks.
See, the thing that I was always curious about was why the real old people would leave, because the back door of the church had those real steep
Keep
steps. And
steps.
Yeah,
all the old
Yeah.
folks would just fall over and get hurt. It was like every Sunday, it felt like. It was at least somebody and they would go down them steps, one step at a
because
time.
the parking lot was right there. They didn't want to.
But see the other entrance, the actual main entrance, you had the main entrance that was off, I think it was like Fond du Lac. No one actually went through the main entrance. They went through either the back, the parking lot where they have the stairs that go up. It's like, a regular, you can get, and you can get in there with your wheelchair and stuff. But then that actually, with the real high stairs, that ends up on the street. So people would just fall over. And I never understood that. I was like,
Yeah.
I never understood that.
Yeah, I remember them seats being super steep. I also remember like they bathroom was never clean. You ever remember that?
I
Which
don't think
one?
it
Like,
was ever dirty. I
It
always
was in
remember
the
them
front, the
having
or
one
it
in
was
the.
like it was either really dirty or it's like really rusted. It was
I
like,
think it was really rusted, and they had those and real strong bathroom mints in the toilet,
yeah,
and you could
like
smell
the mental, yeah,
bathroom mints just like from the hallway.
yeah.
I'm talking about, but the one thing that they did have is they had that bubbler that had the super cold water. That water was so cold and so
Kind of
clean.
remember that.
Huh?
Yeah, I said I kind of
I
remember.
used to love taking drinks out of that, even though it's like, now
And thinking about it now is nasty, but
it's so unsanitary, and that's something that I don't
I
encourage
drink out
kids
of a
to
lot of
do.
bubblers. I guess so.
Did it our
That's
whole life.
yeah, that's a Midwest thing. Bubblers.
Yeah, bubblers.
Y'all say that down there? Y'all don't say bubblers, do you?
No, it's water
Say
fountain.
bubbler. Like my kids looked at me funny when I was in class. I told them, I was like, Um, it's Mr. Walker, can I go get a drink? I said, yeah, go to the bubbler. And they was like, what's a bubbler? I was like, what you mean? What's a bubbler?
Water
It's a water
fountain,
fountain. I
sir.
was like,
It's a
I was
water.
like,
It's a water fountain.
I
The
guess bubbler. I thought bubbler was like a
universal.
universal term. Like I guess it is a Midwest thing. They didn't know what I was talking about when I said bubbler.
So y'all have those nasty in the schools. Y'all still have those? No, they don't have like the
They
safe
got the
where you can just fill your water bottle up.
they got that too. Like it's they got both. So it's
Oh,
like if
because
you
those are so nasty. I always thought of that they should have like an invention where like right after someone takes a drink, they do like a hot water, steam press on the tip of the thing, and then it's nice and fresh versus you know, you just drinking high levels of germs.
Oh, that's a good idea. We should prototype it. But I think it's yeah, they have those water fountain and then the thing that you can kind of the faucet thing where you can fill your water bottle up at
Yeah,
gym at the gym. That's
yeah.
all there
I
too.
mean, but that's the one thing that I would. I mean, I never use any of that. I just bring my own water and energy drinks in because I feel like that's just the most sanitary. But I'm thinking like if I was a kid in school, I would bring my water bottle or whatever, and then if I need to, I'll just put it in the thing because that feels more sanitary. People are not drinking out of that.
Yeah, but I mean that wasn't even a thing back then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So okay, so we got a few more minutes. Let's think. Is there anything else that we could think of about old church?
well. What's y'all favorite?
yeah.
Just Justin, what's you were kind of in the background on it. What's like some of your one of your favorite memory of the old church?
Oh, well, hold on. I'll get to that, but like before I lose my train of thought,
Huh?
like we was talking about school. Like I'm thinking another topic is we can talk about school. It made me think of like we think about Shiloh made me think of Gilbert Stewart.
Oh,
Like
We got a
I feel
lot to
like
talk about.
got a
that's a
whole.
topic.
I got a whole lot I got a whole lot of
I
troubles
could
with that.
go like on and on about the experiences at Stewart.
Oh,
But
oh, yeah,
my favorite memory
the
from
fights.
Shiloh, uh favorite memory. I don't know if it's one memory per se. I feel like it's the whole thing of going to Shiloh was like a an experience that just couldn't be duplicated because I feel like those were times like our formative years that kind of molded us to the point where it's like we grew up around those older people. Like it felt like it was a family of like extra grandmothers, extra grandfathers, extra cousins, everybody it was like that type of environment. And it's like I don't feel like you get that um anywhere else. So I haven't felt that feeling, anywhere else since I've attended other churches. Um but yeah, like like the s- standout memories from Shallow, or like I said, like my relationship with Sister Hayden, like she was like that sweet like extra grandmother that I had that always used to like look out for me, give me money and candy and all kind of stuff. Like
Ignored us. Totally ignored us.
I
We
mean, I had no idea why she would do it. It was just something I was just like, I guess I was just lucky, and so standing up for what seemed like hours on that on that door, and it seemed like, and when you lean in and trying to kind of catch a nap, somebody tapping you on the stand up straight. It's like, Jesus, man, I'm 10, like I'm tired, bro. I'm like,
You ain't catching it up on
so
that door.
it's like but overall, like Shiloh was I feel like it was a great, black church experience. Um, because I feel like it was authentic, especially like it felt like a Arkansas church in the north. That's
let's
what it felt like.
Well, that's all it is. Everybody
Yeah.
from Shiloh, all of them were from down. They migrated from down south, so they
Yeah.
can experience. I went to a church like that that's in Katy. It wasn't
Yeah.
smaller, but it was very similar. It was very similar. It was
Mm.
a lot more traditional Baptist, but it was Shiloh vibes all day long out here in Katy. Maybe I'll go again.
Yeah.
I gotta ask Camille and say what the name of that place is because that reminded me of back home, and that gave me good good vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta wear a suit though when you go. You can't you gotta wear a suit and tie.
Did y'all ever have any like any church crushes? Like, 'cause I remember some
Yeah.
girl in Shiloh. I forget her name. I remember she was like a light skinned girl. I think her name was like Tabitha or something.
I used to like Taylor.
Yeah, I remember
Taylor.
Taylor. Taylor was in the
Taylor was
choir.
Mama didn't think she was cute. I thought she was cute, and then I liked Zach's daughter. Zach's daughter was a hottie patati boy. I thought she was a cutie pie. I never knew her name. I used to just look at her.
Wait, Taylor was the girl that won that pageant with you, right, Bobby?
Yeah, yeah, that was her. I
Yeah,
think
I thought so.
I man, it was something. It was. I can think of. I can see her in my mind. I can't remember her name though. I had maybe one or two crushes back in the day at church. One of the things I know we got like a minute or less than a
A
minute.
couple seconds.
This
Couple
could be
seconds.
this episode too, right here.
All right.